So guys, what's up? My name is BLASTERBRO, aka BB. And today, I am very late because I just got back from the movies. There's a very good reason why I was at the movies. I already talked about this already, what we're doing today. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoilers. If you do not want to be spoiled of the FNAF 2 movie, please leave now. Otherwise, everything past this point is your fault, so just saying spoilers on all fronts. So this movie was awesome. Alright, that's it, people. We're doing good.
At Gotcha Girl
Hey, Nard.
6750 said hello.
Hey, Nard, what's up? How you doing? How you doing? Good to see you. But the movie was amazing. Honestly, this has to be one of the first times where I actually have to say that the sequel was better than the first. It was so good. They lean more into the horror aspect of everything, and they really enhanced everything. And there's so many theories I have. Okay, we're going to save theories for last, but I have some very crazy theories. This movie disproved a lot of theories. This movie disproved the theory that Mike was Michael Afton, but he changed his name. But we got some time in the office. He had to use the little Freddy mask to avoid the animatronics. I won't lie, Megan Fox as Toy Chica was actually very good. Her voice was
At
chef's
Gotcha Girl
kiss, along with Matt Pat
6750
and
said, "Oh, thank goodness, because I was just getting people who were saying it was bad. I'm glad it was good for you."
honestly though, these movies are not for regular people. They're for the fans. The people who have engulfed themselves in
At
the lore.
Stream Elements
Oh my goodness.
said Stream.
But it's just, this movie was amazing. And sure, critics will probably criticize it nonstop. I don't fully understand why with this one though, because I think it was very good.
At Gotcha Girl 6750 said, I think people need to understand that concept, that it's for FNAF people, not for regular horror."
Exactly. I think Megan Fox was a great casting. I think her voice for Toy Chica was amazing. It took me a second to actually hear Megan Fox in her voice, which is good. Toy Bonnie, I'm kind of disappointed I didn't get to see Matt Pat's character from the restaurant getting taken out. I'm kind of upset about that because I was hoping that that's how he would become the voice, but that's okay. Then Toy Freddy, as always. What's his name is always Callum. I'm butchering his name, but you can't expect more from him. He's perfect for every voice. He's done so many Freddys at this point. It doesn't it doesn't surprise me. But I only had one small issue. This
At Gotcha Girl 6750 said, "Well, they're children, not adults. And Matt Pat was an adult at working at a diner in the first one. He was most likely still working there in this one."
Yeah, but he didn't make an appearance, sadly. It was only his voice in Toy Bonnie. But my only issue, the only downside I saw to this movie, it felt rushed. In some ways, it felt rushed. I think they could have expanded on certain parts, made certain scenes drag on a bit. I think that would have been very good. I think they did a good amount of jump scares though, but I think they may need to drag it on a bit. But that small, very, I don't even fully agree with saying that I think some of it was perfect timing wise. Others I think need to be dragged out a bit. But the thing is with everything that is
At Botrix
What?
Said Botrix has correctly joined.
Why? But yeah, it's just I think it was very well done. That's the gist of it. But like I was saying, is there is one small downside to it, and that is the fact that it I don't know how to describe it. I definitely agree with the fact that some parts need to be dragged on a bit more. Like the office sequence, I wish we had a longer time frame of that. I think that would have been cool. What was the other one I had? Like I had one that really agitated me. I can't remember what it is. There was this one small issue that I remember thinking, "Oh, I need to talk about that." I I would say one thing that really was odd for me was some differences between the games and the movie. Like Michael Afton, he made an appearance.
6750 said, was that scene with Mangle that I was talking about?
Oh, that was awesome. There was a vent scene. Yeah, that. Well, yeah, there was a vent scene. Someone got yanked up into a vent. Oh, that's it. It wasn't R rated. That's the biggest issue I had. It was not R rated. It's PG-13. We needed more gore. They danced on that border. They're like, "Oh, are we going to do it? Are we going to show it?" Nope. Just kidding. And I feel like that was such a mistake. I feel like FNAF needs to show some gore. It doesn't need to go over to the top like Banana Splits. I will never watch that movie, by the way. Just saying.
Girl 6750 said, yes. That means victory for me.
Mm-hmm.
I got what I wanted.
But like, there's one of the main things about Charlotte. She wanted to see what was going on in people's heads. That was her line before she killed someone. She's like, "Oh, I want to see what's going on in your head," and then she, we'll just say, popped a balloon for YouTube's sake. It's that's my only issue is they didn't show more gore. I wish they did.
At Gotcha Girl 6750 said, I kinda saw the clip about Abby and Toy Chica at the school thing.
That I'm okay with that.
Capital Express
I didn't have too many issues with that.
Said, oh, you cool. Watched the FNAF 2 movie?
Yeah. So that was my biggest thing, that wasn't R rated. I feel like there was plenty of scenes for some gore. I feel like they actually suggested more in the first one with that, because you could actually see someone get chopped in two separate pieces, we'll say.
At Gotcha Girl 6750 said, was Toy Chica the main toy animatronic? Mm-hmm. Like the most used in the movie?
Absolutely. The two most used animatronics were Toy Chica and the marionette. Even though we barely ever saw the marionette, which is weird. It's the most used, but the most underused at the same time. Because the marionette had a special ability. Before anyone speaks in chat, give me 1 second to explain what I mean. The marionette had the same ability as Ennard. However, it was a bit more ghostly. The marionette could enter people. Like, it could possess them. And it was something I wish I could unsee. And will probably be nightmare fuel for the rest of my life. Because the marionette, what would happen is they would get like the crying tears and they would look puppetish with the giant makeup smile and everything.
Said, when did they change Mike's whole character?
Yeah.
In the games, I thought he was against his father.
Exactly. That's another big issue I'm just about to talk about. Alright, give me 1 sec. But yeah, the marionette was able to possess people and use them. The marionette needed a host at all times. Toy Chica was a host. The girl with the go uh with the supernatural explorers, she was a host. Abby was a host. I wish I could unsee that one. Holy mackerel. I jumped with that one. I'm like, oh my goodness.
At Gotcha Girl 6750. Said Marinette/Charlie.
Yeah, Charlotte, Charlie. She was more referred to as Charlotte in this one. She wasn't referred to as much as her nickname. Um, but Michael, this is where my theory comes in. This is where at chat. Listen to me before you guys start hitting me with stuff real quick. Okay, so I think what they did was they split the character of Mike into two people. Writing wise, there's the good Mike, the one that's against his father, the one that is fighting to protect the world and everything else, which is Mike Schmidt, which is our main character, along with Abby. The second Michael, he showed up in this movie, and for a second there, I actually thought it was going to be Mike, but no. You show up, it's a slender guy, doesn't look like that. And they're like, oh, you must be Mike. He's like, you can call me Michael. Then at the end of the movie, he's like, oh, I'm Michael Afton. And he admits that he's Vanessa's brother. They did change a lot of the timeline, changed a lot of the story. But I think they took that character writing from the games and split him into two people. And they took the little bit unstable side of Michael, the one that was obsessing over his father, the one that was so engulfed in this that he couldn't stop. He just had to keep going, keep going, keep going. Then there's the other Mike, the one that's there for the protection, the one that is actually there for good reasons. But the other one is still suffering with guilt. But both of these characters seem to suffer from some sort of guilt and some sort of unstableness. But that's beside the point. One dealt with it in the first movie. The new one, he's more like his father. He is, we'll say, serial, and we'll leave it at that. He's very much like William in the fact that he wants to leave a trail of bodies, we'll say. And he wants all that, which is very interesting. The son wants to be a murderer. Yeah, that we'll go with that instead of, I don't really know what terms are okay here, but he activated the animatronics. He activated Charlotte. He did all this so that the animatronics would be active and attack the town. Which is wild. Like, I remember seeing it and going, oh my goodness. Michael is the villain in this one. So, Michael Afton is actually the third villain. There's going to be 3 villains in the third movie. Which honestly kind of fits. Because in the first movie, it was just one villain. Second movie, there were 2 villains, the Marionette and Michael Afton. Third movie, there's only 3 villains. Michael Afton, William Afton,
Girl 6750 said, okay, well, there's only one movie left. Unless Scott was pulling our leg and surprise us with the 4th one.
I'll get to that in just a second. But in the third movie, there's going to be William, Marionette, and, Charlotte, and there's going to be...
At Girl 6750 said also, one other thing what was with Circus Baby.
Michael. So there's only 3 villains in the third one. Give me 1 sec. Alright, you're hitting my notes before I even get there. Give me a minute. You are reading my mind right now. There were 2 appearances. Shadow Bonnie made an appearance. Shadow Toy Bonnie. And Circus Baby made an appearance. I was with a buddy of mine, and we saw the feet, and he and I went, and like knocking each other, going, "Oh my goodness, it's actually happening! It's actually happening!" And
At Gotcha
there was
Girl
Circus Baby.
6750 said, "I'm so sorry, you're like slightly quiet."
Yeah, give me a sec. Let's up this a bit. That might help. Okay, that should help a bit. But yeah, that's the thing. Is we saw Circus Baby, we saw Shadow Bonnie, even if it was just for a split second. Like, my buddy actually missed Shadow Bonnie. He's like, "What just happened?" I'm like, "You blinked. You missed it." But so it was very interesting. Then the withered animatronics, I don't know how I feel about them.
At Gotcha Girl 6750 said, "There we go better. Now you saw Shadow Bonnie."
Yeah. The wizards I actually had a small issue with. They felt underused. They felt very underutilized. It made sense movie wise, but it's still, I wish we got to see them more. So that, yeah. Then we also see the relationship building between Vanessa and Mike Schmidt, not Afton. And it actually got me really sad. The end of the movie. So at the beginning they go on a date. It's all lovey-dovey, a little bit here and there, and I'm like, that's going to be interesting to see how that builds. Then they, at the end, Mike tells Vanessa, "Stay away from us. You are stay away from us. You're a danger. You're this. Stay away." And at the end, one of the last things you see is her crying. And because she found a new family. That like she literally says, "This is my home. This is my family," referring to Mike and Abby. But Mike says at the end, "Stay away from us. Stay away." And that is just...
At Gotcha Girl 6750 said, "Well, because of all the secrets she never told, she kind of put Mike and Abby in trouble twice now."
Yeah. Very true. Very true. I 100% agree. It's just kind of sad. She was finally starting to open up, and then this happens. I'm a bit of a hopeless romantic, as we've seen in some games. Detroit Become Human, for example. But yeah, it was just kind of sad. But at the end of that, Vanessa got possessed by the marionette. So it's going to be 3 Aftons that are going to be the villains in the third movie. Vanessa, who's getting possessed by the marionette right now, is going to be one of the villains. Michael Afton is going to be another one who wants to carry on his father's legacy. William is back. We got to look at Springtrap. It was awesome, by the way. It was under a sheet, like it was under a little plastic tarp, but I'll take it. I'll take it for now. But man, I don't think there's any way Scott's done. I think he's got something up his sleeve, and he's going to come out saying, "Oh, just kidding," or something like that. I don't know what, but I don't think.
"Why do I have a feeling that when the puppet sees William, she's not gonna be too happy?"
Actually, this is another huge thing about the movie. The thing is, the puppet doesn't blame William Afton. She blames the parents. She saw a boy getting kidnapped by the Yellow Rabbit. Yellow Rabbit was ushering the boy into another room, and then she follows, but she tells the parents, she's like, "Hey, I need help. I need this. Can you come with me? Because something's happening to a boy, and I need your help." She begged multiple parents, and none of them helped. They're like, go away. This is adult time. Go have your fun somewhere else." She follows, and Yeah, exactly. She follows the yellow rabbit and the
At
boy
Gotcha
into the
Girl
other room.
6750.
She sees the
Said
boy
explains why
unconscious on
that
the
was
ground,
never
still
shown in the
alive though.
game.
She carries the boy out, and as she's running, the yellow rabbit is behind her. William is right behind her, chasing her with a knife. She reaches the exit. She goes through the curtain, and you can see that William closed in on her. And then, last second, she screams. She let the boy wake. The boy wakes up. He stands up, runs away. She falls, and there's knife marks all over her back. And then there's the trap door where the puppet is, and she falls into the trap door, and the puppet comes up through the trap door carrying her body. That is how she was transferred. Instead of her getting left outside, she was left alone in a different method. It kept very similar to the games, but very different at the same time. It was more emotionally. It was I need help, but no one helped me. And Vanessa admits she saw Charlotte after her death, talked to her, but she was always stuck in this fit of rage, which fits the puppet. And it's difficult to think about that, man. Like, it's so after that, Vanessa left a music box, and the music box is what attracts the supernatural girl to go destroy the music box. Well, close it, and then Michael destroys it afterward. Well, no, puppet destroys it. I don't know who destroys it. Someone destroys it. But yeah, that's pretty much how that goes. But it's they really enhance the scare factor. I do wish it was rated R though. I think that's the next thing they need to do. I don't think they need to go over the top with gore, but I think they need a little bit more gore where we actually see the stuff that's happening and we don't pan to another angle and just get like blood splatter. I feel like we need more than that. Overall, I think this is just amazing. It was so. I think it was really good. I think it was very well done. I have very little complaints, and the complaints I do have, I think, are very small.
At Gotcha Girl 6750. Said I do hope they continue after 3 because I wanna see what they do if they make a FNAF 4 movie, although that's a stretch.
The issue with FNAF 4, I was actually thinking about this. Because I was thinking about this too. I was like, there's no way he's stopping at 3. He was convinced to carry on past 4, then make a 5th, and 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. There's no way he's going to stop at 3. The issue with 4, though, it only really works because of the games. If it's a movie format, that wouldn't work. Because there's 2 theories that follow FNAF 4. Well, both of them are surrounding the mental state of either of William's son getting tortured and kept inside and mentally strained because of his father's creations and this, that, and the other. True. That is true. And they also had a Silver Eyes reference in this movie.
Said yet, but they have the twisted ones out of the trilogy novels that worked enough to make a third.
Yeah. So it could be a chance. I think if they write it correctly, it can be done very well. But I think it'll be a stretch. It'll be awesome, but it'll be a stretch. I don't think that it could include. I don't think it would flow well though, because of the fact that this story is so. It's the same. It parallels the games, and it's almost like a DNA strand. Like if they're going side by side, at certain points they're like, oh, that's the same. That's the same. That's the same. That's the same, and it's different enough to where I don't think it could work. But at the same time, I think it's same enough that there's a possibility if it's done really well. But it's just I don't know. I don't know. And with the tease of Circus Baby though, it makes me think, oh, they're going to introduce Sister Location. I don't think he's done. Because why would they tease us with Circus Baby, make that incredible looking animatronic, by the way, and not do anything with it? I feel like that is a bit of a letdown if that does happen. And Sister Location is such a big part of FNAF. I feel like it would be wrong not to do Sister Location or do. Hold up. Why would that work? Hold up. Theory, let generate. There it is. What if they make a spin-off and instead of Five Nights at Freddy's 4, it's called Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location?
Said if they do you think Ballora might have that spider crawl that everyone thinks she has?
Probably. Don't remind me. Ugh. But yeah, I wonder if they made a spin-off. That's it. They would need to make a spin-off because they dropped the whole FNAF 4 after what if he did the same but at 3? Instead of FNAF 3 or FNAF 4, it turns into Sister Location. Hold up. Why is that a good theory though? What if that's what they're going to do? They're going to make a spin-off series. I think that would be good. Okay, I'm getting off topic here. Back to the movie. FNAF 2 was amazing. I have very little complaints, and I'm very excited for the next one. It's that cut and dry. I had my issues with it, but I feel like they were very minimal.
At Gotcha Girl 6750 said, didn't they do that with the Fast Bear novels? Short story books. I had 3 stories in 1 book each.
Yep. And I wonder if they're going to create a TV series. Because sure, there might be 3 movies, but there's still a TV series opportunity or more movies opportunities. I don't know how that would work though. I admit that. I have no idea how it's going to work. But there were so many Easter eggs in this movie, it's hard to break them all down. But yeah, I covered every point I wanted to cover. It was a great movie. I had small issues with it here and there, but nothing big enough to where I would say, oh, that's horrible. No, I think it was very well done. I think it was good for the fans of FNAF, and I think it was very enjoyable. I think it's that simple. Yeah, so let me actually, if I had to rate this 1 out of 5 stars, halves are allowed. If I had to rate this 1 out of 5 stars, what would I rate it? Oh, I just saw someone actually have a comment. I don't fully agree with this, though. I don't think it... Like, I'm seeing this one person say, it's bad as a movie, but good as a FNAF movie. Which does make sense, but I don't think I fully agree with that. I don't know. I'm too much of a fan. I'm too biased. But if I had to rate this 1 out of 5... Well, half a star to 5 stars, I think it would be a 4.5. 4.5 or 5. 4.5 or 5. Yeah, it would have to be 4.5 or 5. Yeah, I think I have to give it a 4.5. Because this one deserves it. Like, I rated the last movie. I'm actually going to drop that. I enjoyed the first movie, but I think I enjoy the second one far more. I think this one deserves a 5, though. It was so good. I'm going to leave room for improvement. I'm going to rate it 4.5. 4.5, I think it might switch to 5 later. But it was a good movie. Highly recommend for FNAF fans. If you're not a FNAF fan, tell me your thoughts, because I'm curious from a non-biased perspective.
At GotchaGirl6750 said, I think the weathered animatronic characters may have been given last time because there were so many.
Yeah.
You have the toy animatronics, the withered animatronics, the original ones, I think. At GotchaGirl6750 said, not to mention Vanessa, Abby, Michael, and so many new characters.
Very true. I think we've covered everything quite well. I don't think that there can be much more said. So, that is all for me. I really did enjoy this movie. Will I probably buy it when it comes out? Most likely. Because it was a really good movie. I will say that. I want to get the whole collection. Because it's just... This second one was next level compared to the first one. The first one, I liked it. I think it lacked a lot. But with this one, it was so good. It was so good.
At GotchaGirl6750 said bye.
Yeah, guys, that is all from me. I apologize for all the spoilers to those of you. It's just... I warned about spoilers at the beginning for this very reason. But it was a very good movie. Highly recommend to check out. It's just so good. I don't know what else to say. But can't wait for the third one. Hopefully there's a future beyond the third. I think there might be. But from the end credit scene, it's going to follow Five Nights at Freddy's 3 very closely. Because there were these 3 guys who found Springtrap in the locked room. And they're like, this is perfect for the haunted house. So that's going to be fun. I'm excited for the third. Part of me doesn't believe that he can tie it up in the third. I think he needs a fourth. But I'm going to trust. I'm going to trust the process. I did not think they could fully do FNAF on a movie, but I was proved wrong. And I wear that badge with pride. I was very glad I was proven wrong, and I'm excited for the next one. The next one, though, is going to need to be rated R. I'm sorry, it needs to be rated R. If it's not, I'm going to be very disappointed. But that's my only thing. But yeah, guys, that is it for me. I hope you guys enjoy. My name is BLASTERBRO. This is FNAFMAS Day 6. I know it's a bit different, but we're still talking about something FNAF related. And I hope you guys really did enjoy. If you guys get a chance, go check out clips. Go check out the movie. Whatever you can do to support the movie. Show Scott that we love the movie. And just show the support. I'm probably going to watch it again. I don't know. But it was so good. It was lacking in some areas, I admit. But I think it was very well put together for a FNAF movie and for a fun time. So, that's all for me. I hope you guys enjoy. My name is BLASTERBRO. This is FNAFMAS Day 6. The Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie review. And that is all for me. My name is BLASTERBRO. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, peace, extra peace. Merry FNAFMAS.